What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Foxhound Finance, where we break down the markets, analyze key moves, and help you stay ahead of the game using technical analysis. Please understand that I'm not a financial advisor and nothing in this video is financial advice. Let's jump right in, guys. Today, to me, looked like a pullback / gap fill kind of day. That's the kind of vibe I got. I'm going to start off looking at the SPY first. Then we're going to go into AMC, Unity, RIVN, DOGE, everything that we've been following up to this point, guys. So here we have our current setup, guys. Pretty big red candle here, right? You got up to, what was it, 578, and then you came back down to our upward 507 trend line, okay, from the previous low, okay, way back here from the previous 10% correction. Came pretty much back to sit on that. But not only that, guys, but I do think that this candle here, there's probably going to be an attempt to fill this gap in between here, okay, in my opinion. But real quick, 200 EMA is also sitting here, guys, and I think this will start acting as support, okay? Even if you temporarily kind of break just below to fill this gap, I think it looks fine. So SPY looks great. MACD right here, still green flipped. And again, MACD line has crossed the signal line, guys. This looks great. And I do expect that there's probably going to be a similar or common theme going forward with the rest of our plays here. We're going to start jumping into AMC because, again, I just want to go through this really rapid today. Again, your descending channel setup, these are the levels I set, the bars right here that you see that we pretty much want to go after and attack. I think it's going to be a fast move, guys, and I think that we're going to double the previous 1180 move. $20 to $23 is my initial conservative price target. It's very possible that we just blast through all this cliff edge action, like I said many times before, right? It's very possible with this vertical action that we go back up the other side. For me, looking at the price action really quick here, guys, we're resting right on our all-time low trend line from 238 that was established. We broke them, and you're essentially coming back up and just are kind of retesting them, just building consolidation on these lines right now. And like I just said, I don't think this is going to be a slow stair-step move. I think you're going to get a nice rocket pad type of launch set up, and we're going to burst through these levels. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands. Again, starting to pinch down here. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, guys. Again, same positioning as before, right here. Before you kind of had a little sideways action, similar to like what we're doing right here. Maybe getting something like this, and then you pop up and go, right? So we could get some sideways action. I'm not really too, like, I guess I'm not annoyed really by it at this point. It's just, this is the process. This is how it runs. Some people are emotional. Some people can't handle their emotions in the trade. And, you know, that's going to get to them. That's fine. You don't have to trade it. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm used to this. I see it. And again, I see the history behind it. So MACD wise, again, still flipped green. That looks good. You pretty much just kind of leveled out here with the green volume. But I do expect these moves to continue, okay? Despite any kind of pullbacks or resting periods in the play, right? EMA wise. The one thing that's not resting is the 200 EMA dropping. That's at 490. Okay. And when this 20 curls up to the upside and passes this 50, you're going to explode. And when you go back here and look at the previous action, right? Soon as you started curling up here, it didn't even have to like curl past the 50 at this point. The price action happened just before it. So as soon as we start seeing that 20 pop up to the upside, guys, I think this is when you're going to see the move start coming, right? So again, EMA wise, everything looks good right here. Again, they're just right there for the taking. And I believe they're even closer than they were previously. So I think we're going to explode right through this price action, man, and minimum $20, $23 price target. But not much else to see there, man. That's pretty much it. I mean, for AMC. Dogecoin continuing the uptrend, even with the slight little pullback wick here. You're entering this first level, right? The first zone to break. You just went in here, got in there a little bit, and then closed down, okay? I would like to see it continue to the upside, but if you have to get a test down here to the channel, maybe, I guess. But I do expect, you know, this to continue to surge upward, right, and take in these levels. And you're in a territory right now where one big candle like this, you know, you're pretty much creeping up into the second level already. And again, I told you 97 cents would be probably my big bullish target, potentially 117 when I had the levels drawn out. But as far as the progression goes, like, look at this. You know what I mean? Broke the channel, and you're going upward. That's all we want to see. Like I told you yesterday, this is the climb part, right? This is what we're doing. But today is a gap fill kind of day, kind of rest stop kind of day. You know what I mean? That's going to be happening, I think, periodically. Looking at NIO, let's go to the weekly. Again, repeating fractal back here, okay, from 2018, about a 2-year play. And then, you know, it goes from 119 to $67 to the top. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to get a 60x move, but I do think it's going to do something very similar. It's going to be very volatile. Here you go with the channel right here. 2 touches so far in this line. And when we zoom in, guys, we go to our daily. I was like, well, you know what? You could touch this trend line right here. Fine. That's what I said yesterday. If you do touch it, I want to see you reverse off this pretty rapidly. Like, I want to see a pretty good push off this. Only scary part about that is if this rebounds hard off this line, you don't really have much here to break this channel in terms of spacing. So that looks good. And across the board, like all the indicators, let me see. What are we looking like on MACD? MACD still on the daily, flipped red here. And you have some of the signal line, like I said, MACD crossing down. So it's interesting. Like this here to me, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's a great thing, right? Unless this decides to just pop back up. It could just take one move to make that flip. But right now, it's still headed to the downside. I want to see what happens here this week, how this finishes out. I want to see this MACD flip screen. If the MACD flip screen, I think that's when you're going to really see this thing potentially break its channel because it's so close right now. And then also EMA-wise, here you go. You have all of them right there clustered up. I mean, to me, this one just, it's like not going to take much for NIO to pop out of this channel. I mean, it's going to come on some crazy just volume out of nowhere type of setup, in my opinion. And then again, over here, I think when I was looking at this, guys, for NIO, yes. Look at this right here. When your 20 crossed the 50 over here, let's see if we can get a little peek at it. When your 20, this blue line, crossed over this peach line, you went into this crazy bull run. That's when you started your 60x move. Okay, right here. Crossed over. Okay. Look at this setup right now, man. And by the way, this is on the weekly. Look how close your 20 is right there to the 50. That crosses up, man. You're out of this whole thing. You're gone. That's all I can see right here. So that's NIO. And again, real quick before I end NIO's coverage here, minimum want to break the channel, get up to $25 just to start the party. RIVN, same situation, guys. Okay, here you go. This is the weekly setup just to give you the macro view. It's been holding up pretty nicely. Like I said, RIVN is actually, even with its pullback today, will we go 1210? Okay, look at this. Like I said, any kind of like little gaps or anything that's going to allow the price action to kind of get that reset before it goes on those neck, because you could be looking at big pumps going up. So these little breaks in between are just allowing you to gear up for the major pumps, like these big pump candles. So again, you got a little bit of a gap here. So, you know, could this come back down, touch this, and then you could just start reversing? It could happen in the first couple hours of the day. It could happen in pre-market. It could happen, like first half of the day of trading, and then you could just finish the rest of the day making a new high. I just truly believe that when RIVN does break, like comes actually at this line here, I'm expecting this thing to start breaking now. You know, based on where we are in the whole market, I think that this is going to break. Again, because if you come up here, bump your head down, like I told you guys, worst case scenario, they could stretch it to August. Okay, that's still on the table for sure. They can definitely try to stretch it out, like ping pong you inside of this channel. But if you break the channel, you're coming up to $28, bottom line, okay? EMA-wise, they're all right there. Like, look at this. Your price action is consuming the weekly EMAs right now. It's coming right up to the 20. You know what I mean? When this price action curls up past all these guys, at least here, that's enough right there for me. You might even get a freaking crazy push up to 38 on some very wild kind of volume. So MACD-wise, and again, let's look at on the daily. Again, perfect. I love the setup right here. Green volume, MACD crossing signal line. Beautiful, beautiful setup. Not mad at all about that. Again, it's just like the market taking a breather today overall. And lastly, to finish this thing out, okay, because like I said, I'm not going to sit here and try to stretch this out. At this point, you guys have been following, you know the drill, you know the deal, what's going on. So here you go, macro setup for the weekly. You know what I mean? Like this to me, guys, is like a nothing burger in a sense. Like again, gapping right here. Like look at where the wick is, man. It's like just about to come to fill this little gap right here. That's all this is a little breather, a little rest period, right? It's like an interval workout. You know what I mean? You start sprinting full speed, and then all of a sudden, hey, you got to take a little recovery after a while. Depends on how long the intervals are, right? What systems you're hitting, right? So again, MACD wise, I told you I had a little speck of green right here the day before. This was yesterday. You could barely see it here, and then look a little bit more, and the MACD line is getting ready. Actually, it already crossed the signal line over here. Yes, it did cross it just slightly. So all these setups, guys, look great to me today. I'm not even mad. Like I said, this is just a rest day. It's nice when you really start pumping after these like drawn out moves to the downside. And it is a psychological thing. Some people can't handle that. That's fine. But you have to really start to look at your ability to trade in these markets if you're getting upset about one day down in between this potential run here. You know what I mean? If you're mad about a day like this over here, right, where this candle just kind of went into like this decision mode, you know what I mean? If you're going to keep doing this every single day, like look at what you're going through. It's a lot of psychological torture. Don't do it to yourself, right? Or learn some skills to just kind of keep things in perspective. All right? That's all I got for you guys today. You know, very simple video today, man. That's it. Little nice little rest pullback day. Let's see what tomorrow brings and the end of the week. I'll keep you guys updated. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video, and also share your comments down below and let me know what you guys are thinking. Okay, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe you have a differing opinion. All right, I'll keep you guys updated. Everybody have a great night. I will see you tomorrow.